Hey, I hope you're doing well out there. It's another beautiful Saturday morning here, and we're just getting ready before a shift. And I wanted to share with you a little tip. Something that I really like is actually making my own foam roller. So if you've ever seen a foam roller at the store you can buy, when it gets a little easier, you can actually make your own out of ABS, right? And I'll use this 3-inch ABS pipe, wrap it in hockey tape so there's some traction. But a couple things to keep in mind when you're foam rolling. Remember, you shouldn't get numbness and tingling, right? So if you're getting numbness and tingling, you're being too aggressive, you should back off and slow it down. You focus on your breathing, right? Breathing is important, helping, especially if you get some hurt when you're doing it. Just make sure you're breathing to help dissipate some of that discomfort, and breathing from your stomach. Okay. The other thing is typically you have the biggest effect on changing the way you move and improving the way you move if you actually roll the ends, right? And what I mean by that is if you roll the ends of the muscle, I'll show you here. So if you're going to loosen up your hamstrings, you gotta. This is your buttocks here, right? And this is your femur, right? And then you have your hips. Right? If you're going to loosen up your hamstrings, some of your hamstrings come up and insert right at the bottom of that red there, right? And then at the back of your knee area on me there. So what I would suggest is actually focusing on the ends to have the biggest effect, right? I know it feels good when you roll in the middle of the muscle belly, and I'm sure it can help, but typically I've always rolled on the ends, so either the top end or the further end, right? And we'll say the proximal or distal end of the muscle to actually make a change, right? And now don't forget, there's bony landmarks. If you roll over bony landmarks, that's going to be uncomfortable, right? So bony landmarks can actually may cause you discomfort, so try to avoid those areas. And just like if you're rolling the sides of your spine here, right, you got a brain up there in your skull, which sends all the messages down for health through your extension of your brain called your spinal cord, right? Now, all these muscles are going to control, all these nerves are going to control your muscles, but also your organs, right? Now, the spinal muscles up and down the side, if you're trying to roll those or have an effect on those, I would actually suggest making sure you stay on them, right? Versus rolling over your spinous processes here can actually be really uncomfortable, right? So take those tips home with you today, and especially if you're just starting out with doing some foam rolling, consider rolling the ends of the muscle, right, to have the biggest effect. And go for a change in tension, right? Not necessarily time, maybe anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 or 3 minutes, but go more for a change in tension, right? So when it gets a little bit easier, move on to the next area, or when you find a tender area, sit there and breathe into it, okay? And don't forget, at the end of the day, you have a nerve system and spine, which if you work on your hamstrings, you have a nerve supply down here in the lumbar spine and the sacrum, which has to control all that, okay? Anyways, give those a try, and let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, have a great day, and bye guys. Bye for now.